guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Talking Ambition. I'm Rowan, one of the founders of Ambition Fitness, and joining me to my right is Ambition co-founder and my co-host Darren Hamilton. What's good?
It's good to be here, and by the grace of God. Why is it when the more famous people they start talking about God and sound religious and shit?
What was you gonna thank God just then?
I'm gonna thank God. Yeah. It was just saying thank to God. I've always talked God's name, but yeah, I'm here as Darren Hamilton, former British lightweight boxing champion, and also co-host and co-founder of Ambition Fitness here in the building.
So we're glad to have you back. Like last time we filmed and you wasn't here. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of missed you up here, cuzzy.
Oh, it's good to have someone miss
But obviously, you know what I mean?
You're
here now, so we're just going to roll through. So look, on to the guests for this week's episode. We've got Ella Sviacek, fitness competitor, fitness model, and all kinds of other attractive things. So let's give her a round of applause, everybody.
Also joining us is Bristol's undefeated boxing prospect, Duane the Gasman Winters. In the building, and he's joining us with his father and trainer, Chris Schemers. What is it about these boxing relationships with the father and son? Floyd, there's Garcia.
It's a family thing.
Angel Garcia. And we have a very special guest with us. 9 years ago, when I first turned pro, a young man who I met who was first diagnosed with leukemia. They did a charity boxing match, and I was privileged to be one of the guests of honors at the boxing match. He was quite sick at the time, and by the grace of God, now this is a serious thing what I'm saying, by the grace of God now, but by the grace of God, he's here with us now, healthy and strong. Please give him a massive round of applause. Callum.
Wicked. So look, also joining us behind the scenes, we've got our other co-founders, so Nightmare Nibs. Let's give a round of applause for Nightmare Nibs.
Hoop. And correspondence.
Yeah. I'm field correspondent. So one of the things you guys are going to see is we've got a little surprise for the guests. And one of the things you're going to see is Nightmare Nibs running around the city causing mayhem. And Rihanna's in there. He knows what I'm talking about. But we're looking for Rihanna. So when that little clip comes up, it will all make sense. But Rihanna, if you watch this, get in contact with Ambition Fitness, innit? So yeah. Also joining us in the studio, we've got our other co-founder, which is House. So big up to House.
Ho.
Yeah, so I gotta say, House, he doesn't really get as much credit as he deserves because he's really ultra. Like, he's behind the scenes, he's doing a lot of work, he's doing a lot of running around. And from the kind of operational side of the business, this is the guy who, like, when you guys put through your orders for your G-Maxes and sweatsuits, this is the guy who's actually like processing the deliveries, and this guy is really one of, for me, the really rocks of the Ambition Fitness business. So I just want to say big up to him. He wasn't expecting me to say that because I always like to hot him off. That's how I like to move. But sometimes you got to show some love. So I just want to do that now. So yeah. Also joining us is 10-year-old boxing expert Ethan the Baby Knowledge. Give him a big round of applause, please. He will be here talking about boxing, up-and-coming boxing fights, and also testing the boxers' knowledge in their field. Yeah, wicked. You know what? It's funny because I don't even think people know what they're in for. Like, this guy is a boxing genius,
Boxing genius. And the story goes way back to when he was 1 year old, and Floyd Mayweather was fighting. Who was he fighting?
Do you remember who was fighting? Who was he fighting? You can't even remember now.
I remember. He's too young. I think it's Oscar De La Hoya. That's
okay.
Oscar De La Hoya and a good close friend, Dan Sarkozy, sat down with us and he watched all 12 rounds as a 1-year-old. And if you know what 1-year-olds are like, they can't stay still for 2 minutes. And he said 12 rounds of boxing. That's what I watched up to.
Wicked.
42 minutes or 32 minutes.
Something like that.
So
okay,
remarkable.
big. And I can definitely say as well, there's been times when the fam have been watching Mayweather fights. Really, is what I can think of. We've been watching them at Nightmare Nibs' his house, and Ethan's been there. Like, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Man's like, how's Ethan still awake? And he's there. He's watching the fights and he's involved. So it's a pleasure to have him on the set.
Oh, one more thing as well. He also he wins his mum money on boxing fights. He tells her what to bet on and stuff, and wins her dough and stuff.
So yeah, we're not encouraging any children to gamble. You know what I mean? Like this is where the hood kind of comes out of people. So like, Ambition Fitness does not in any way endorse underage people gambling.
And I've got no involvement in that.
And he's got no involvement in that at all.
Gambling.
But big up to the kid. And if you want any tips, hit us up and we'll pass we'll pass on his expertise. So anyway, look, big up everybody. We're gonna take a real quick break, and we'll be back in a few minutes with our first interviewee, Duane Winters. Wicked. Okay, guys, welcome back to Talking Ambition with me, Rowan, from the team of Ambition Fitness, joined by my co-host, Amo, and we've got special guest, Bristol prospect, Duane Winters, undefeated, the gas man. Welcome to the show. How you doing, bro?
Thanks for having me here today, mate.
Wicked.
I think one of the main questions on everyone's mind is going to be your story. How did you get here? Your free fights, where you are with your career at the moment.
I had 28 amateur fights over a 7-8 year period.
What was your record?
I've won 20 and lost 8. And then went on to a professional record, which is 3-0. And hopefully the next couple of years I'll get the British title. That's my ambition.
Okay, that's good. Now, what I want to do is I want to keep most of these questions fitness related. So to try and explain to people who don't know about boxing, could you explain what a fighter goes through in just say it generally in a day?
In a day,
start from the morning.
In the morning,
well.
you eat porridge in the morning.
Okay.
An hour before you train. You train for 3 hours sessions. That's what I train for. 5 days a week. The training involves like skipping, 20 minutes, a bit like 20 minutes shadow boxing.
Okay.
Then you do bag work, 8-10 rounds on the bag, 3-minute rounds, and then you spar or pad work after that.
Okay, all right, good. One of the other questions as well, one of the debates that I've been having a lot with a lot of people who claim to be strength and conditioning coaches, how important do you think strength and conditioning is in the boxing regime?
It's very well, you've got to do it because it helps you get strong, helps you win fights. To be honest, you've got to do it. It's no choice about it. If you want to get to the top world level, you've got to do strength and conditioning.
Yeah. It's arguable. Some people say that it's needed. I wouldn't agree totally, but there was a period of time in my life where I thought that it was actually needed because I saw top fighters using strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
The most effective I've ever been is when I was just doing a lot of running, a lot of sparring, a lot of bag work. But again, that's something that is open to debate. We have the trainer, your trainer, who's your dad with us. What can we hear his views on what you think how effective strength and conditioning is in boxing?
It's got to be done because the caliber of fighters nowadays, they're all doing strength and conditioning.
Okay.
So if they're doing it and they're winning, why ain't you?
Okay, I understand. I get an angle. I get it. Yeah. So basically, that obviously would put you at a sort of a disadvantage. Then, if someone's doing strength and conditioning and you're not doing the strength and conditioning, you're at a bit of disadvantage.
Yeah, definitely. Because what it is you've got to have a strong body and a strong mind, and if the fighter's not going to do it, the trainer got to push him and make him do it.
Okay.
Don't matter what, he's got to do it. That's the only way you're going to improve. If you want to be a British level fighter, you look at all the British fighters nowadays. They're just class.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
World champions. They're class.
Yeah.
Like the world champions years ago.
Yeah. Okay. So as far as your ambition, you said you wanted to eventually be British champion.
Yeah.
How far away? So obviously you're 3 fights in. You're undefeated. So congratulations.
Yeah.
Obviously the amount of fights that you've had from an amateur perspective, which you just said, is obviously a reasonable, quite a good amount of fights, and to win 20 of those fights is fantastic. So how far away from a title fight are you? Would you say are you 5 fights away, or are you a year away, or 2 years?
About three fights away.
Okay.
I reckon by the next year, 2017, I reckon I have a title fight.
Okay, brilliant.
What title would you be going for
It
first?
might be an English title or
You go
Western
straight to-
areas title.
Okay, you go straight. Yeah, you can
Go
sometimes.
straight there because of my weight division as well.
yeah.
So
Just to explain that to the people that's viewing it, don't know anything about boxing, different weight divisions. The weight division that I was fighting at, like welterweight, is very competitive. A lot of people are 10 stone, so then it'll be a longer route to get to the title. Whereas this young man here, what are you at? You're
super bantamweight, 8
super
stone 10.
bantam. Yeah. So that's
8
super
stone 10.
bantamweight. Bloody hell, you're right. Yeah, you're a few fights away from British
like
title.
three or four fights away from British title.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Good.
Okay, cool. And obviously, we talked about your fitness regime. Strength and conditioning is something that you think is vital. So was that a big part of all of your fights up until this point?
Yeah. It's you need it just to get a bit more stronger. Like, do you know what I mean? Put a bit more muscle on and that.
Okay.
To help you get through the tough fights, really.
Yeah.
I honestly believe as well. Obviously, I don't want to bust anyone's balls, but I honestly believe that. See, with the strength and conditioning thing, I don't think people should overlook it as well, because you need to replicate what you're doing. It needs to replicate what you're doing in the ring. Yeah. And then what I argued about was when the strength and conditioner had me doing squats and deadlifts. And obviously, if you see my legs, they need a bit of squats and deadlifts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I felt that made me a lot slower in the fights. Whereas if I was going to become a strength and conditioner, because now I'm a level 3 personal trainer. My understanding of fitness is a bit wider than it was before, and I understand now that anything that a fighter needs to be doing, if he needs to be doing strength and conditioning, it's got to involve movement and it's got to involve explosion.
Yeah, explosive work. And you don't get that from deadlifts, but you probably get it from clean and jerk. I think if I was going to give a guy strength and conditioning, I'd give him an Olympic bar. Yeah.
No weights, just the Olympic bar, just the weight, just like that.
Really quick reps, right? Yeah.
I'll make a man jump onto a box.
Yeah.
Everything's got to be done with speed.
Speed.
Everything's got. When you're a boxer, everything's got to be done with speed. If you're going to put weights into your training, you make it with speed.
Yeah.
Don't just up and down, slow as a tortoise. It's got to be fast.
It's got to be quick.
Explosion. It's about that explosion.
Yeah.
When you get in that ring,
he's
going to be ready to punch your head in.
Yeah, 100%.
So you've got to be able to move, shifting quick. If you can't move your feet quick, you can't move your head quick, you're going to be going to sleep. Yeah,
and if that's well, I'm going to agree with that. If that's a strength and condition you're going to implement in your regime, I'm going to agree with it. But boxers are probably the least educated when it comes to their body. Like, for instance, I don't know if there was a fight, a British title fight. Can't remember the name of the guy. He was boxing one of the Smith brothers.
That's right, yeah.
Young Fury, was it?
No,
Henry Smith.
Was it Callum Smith? And he was boxing a never banger. And it was like whoever hit each other first was going to go.
That's right. It was in the first round, wasn't it?
In the first round.
Knockout.
Tell me the name of the other guy. Please, don't kill me with it. Don't kill me with it. Leave me in the dark.
Chris under pressure.
Listen, I'm a boxer. I'm brain dead.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I retired, man. That's how I retired.
Every boxer's got to be brain dead. Who want to get punched in the head for a living?
Why would you want to do this for a living?
Yeah.
Money.
Why would you want to do this? Basically what happened before the fight, and this corner allowed him to do it. Yeah, and this guy was a renowned bona fide trainer. He was Amir Khan's old trainer, and the guy is stretching his arm like this. And I don't know if anyone ever knows anything about muscles, how the muscles work, and muscle spindles. Now, you're as a boxer, you should never static stretch. Sometimes when I go to gym and I see fighters doing this and stretching before they start the workout. Now your muscles need to remain tight, so that when you throw your shot, it keeps the snap. When you stretch your muscle spindles do this. So when you throw your punches, your arm becomes long and it lengthens. You don't get the snap. And then what I noticed in the first round, the guy who was boxing Callum Smith, he was pawing. You know, they should say you should never paw with your punches. You paw. Your shots should be like, should be snapping. Just the same thing we're talking about explosion. And then he caught Callum with a shot, but it didn't have any effect. Then Callum caught him, boom, clap, boom, that was it, gone. He went down, got up, boom, got him up, that was it, finished.
When you throw a jab, you're supposed to throw the jab like when you was a kid, when you was in the kitchen.
Whip it,
Flick
you
the
talk
towel.
about it. Can I add as well? Chris Schema was one of my first trainers as an amateur coach. One of my first trainers. We was talking about that, and all the guys that you were on the training pro. You said that before to me, yeah. See, like how you used to whip your.
Your brother or your sister.
Me and my cousin was cool when we was younger. I did it to my sister with the towel. You do that with the wet towel.
Snap it.
And you lose your snap when you stretch your arm, and that was and just from him not getting the right information in the corner before he went out, I think that lost him the fight. Okay. That's what all we're gonna do on the boxing career and the strength and conditioning. If we can move on now to test the knowledge. Now we're gonna go to the part of the show where we test the knowledge of the contestants of the people that we have come on the show. Are we calling them contestants? No,
the guests.
Sorry, I feel like I'm on a game show there. So, we test the guest knowledge in their field. Their scores will be tallied up and put up on the chart. Which other which other guests could then have the opportunity to compete against.
That's right. That's
Yep.
right. So as time goes by, every time a guest comes on there, they're going to be asked questions which are going to go into this, or part of this test the knowledge thing. And basically, you're under a bit of pressure, lad, because if you don't do well, the next guest who comes on might put you to shame. So do your best, and hopefully, you can stay high up on that scoreboard. All right.
I stay undefeated.
Yeah, stay undefeated. Wicked. All right.
Okay, and now for test the baby knowledge. First question. How many fights did Sugar Ray Robinson have? That goes to Ethan. Ethan, the baby knowledge?
198.
That is actually correct. Give him even a round of applause. That's correct, yeah. But you know what? I googled it today, and it is questionable. So people that actually question it and say that he's had 200 fights, because there's a reason behind that. But then we have to go to the other experts to find out about that. But actually, it is actually recorded 198 on some box recs, and some box recs is 200. Can you remember how many fights he lost, Ethan?
19.
That is correct. Give him another round of applause.
You're under pressure.
How many knockouts did he have, Ethan?
That was easy. 108.
That is correct as well. Very good, very good, very good, very good. But then that point. That is correct. That is correct. That is correct. And guys, you can check it up. Look it up as on box.
Don't gas out now. You're the gas man. Don't gas out.
Don't gas out. The baby knowledge is the baby knowledge. This guy lives it. He was born in a boxing nappy. Okay, ready. Second question. Who was the only person to beat Floyd Mayweather? Ethan, the baby knowledge.
Todo.
And where did that happen?
The Olympic Games.
That is absolutely correct. Give him a round of applause.
Whooping your ass.
Even the baby knowledge. Again, you can check it up, look it up. The only time Floyd Mayweather ever lost was at the Olympic semi-final against a young man called Todoff, which was an absolute robbery. They didn't actually lose that. Right. Which robbed him from getting a medal, didn't it? Didn't get a medal. Right? Okay, cool. Okay, next question. What were the titles that Dan Hamilton won in his professional career? Gasman.
British title.
Yep.
Commonwealth title.
What?
Commonwealth. That was a Commonwealth title.
Commonwealth
Didn't
title.
win the Commonwealth. I would wish I won the fucking Commonwealth. I'd have a fucking nice car, house. That goes to Ethan then.
British. Like. Southern areas.
British, Southern area, yes. That question goes void. It was the British Masters and British Lonzo and Southern area titles, so no one got that one. Question number 4. Who is Bristol's only IBF world champion? Who got that first?
Me.
Ethan, okay.
Lee Askins.
That is absolutely correct. Give him another round of applause, please. Okay, last and final question in test the knowledge in your field. Manny Pacquiao won world titles in how many different weight divisions?
8 weights.
Very correct. He's got one. Hey! Give him. And the winner of test the knowledge by a landslide, Ethan, the baby knowledge.
Hard luck, mate. Hard luck. Hard luck.
Gas man got gas. You know, it's questions. He's not that quick, but in the ring, he's sharp like a razor.
Okay, so now we're gonna take it to our correspondent Nightmare Nibs, who's out on the streets of Bristol. We took some time out to ask people a load of questions about fitness, and what you've basically got to do, Duane, is you got to guess what these people responded to his question. Okay, so we're gonna watch the first question or the question, and all you've got to do, like I said, is watch this clip and then tell us what you think the person answered. All right?
Okay, mate.
Cool.
What would you say is a good exercise to tone up your body?
Squats.
All right, let's see.
Some squats.
Squats. That's a good one, the squats.
Yeah, so you got that one right, squats. All right, wicked. All right, so we just want to thank Duane Winters for joining us today. Before we wrap up the interview,
Before we wrap up the interview, we're gonna give Chris Schemers the chance to give you guys the rundown on Callum and his history of how he got on with being diagnosed with leukemia and his progress of how he's here today.
Like Amy said, he was diagnosed with leukemia about 9 years ago. His progress is 100 times better. His blood levels is pretty level now, which is good. He's still got leukemia, but he's like 100 times better, and he's clearing up. And like I said, for the last year, I've been teaching him how to box. So keeping yourself fit in the ring, in the gym, and that, teaching him how to box, keep himself fit. And I'm just going to take one step at a time. Just got to keep fighting in it. At the end of the day, he's a fighter, and that's it. That's what you got to do. And he helped me do it. I done a massive charity event, a boxing charity event for a young kid who's got neuroblastoma, cancer, and Callum joined in the charity event, got in a boxing ring, dressed up as Luigi, didn't you? Yeah. He had to fight Mario. So we raised a lot of money for that, and well, like I said, just take one step at a time, and just keep rolling, innit?
Go Callum, go Callum.
Wicked.
Go Callum. Woo.
Inspiration,
Hey,
man.
just to tie it out, we didn't have enough time to talk about tonight's boxing event, a massive boxing event that's on tonight. It is split boxing. It's split the boxing world in half, hasn't it? You know,
Yeah, definitely. But,
people who believe in.
Tell him who's fighting.
Who's fighting? Yeah, okay, yeah. Carl Frampton, world champion, IBF world champion, is fighting the WBA world champion Scott Quigg. If you're a believer in someone who doesn't respect styles, come forward. Fitness fanatic who's not that technical, you go for Quigg. And if you believe in the silky slick skills of Carl Frampton, who doesn't have a good first 3 rounds, has a great middle rounds, and doesn't really finish off great, you'll go for Carl.
All right, cool. So look, who you going for, Duane?
Scott Quigg.
Yeah?
Scott Quigg by knockout.
You think he got the tools, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, wicked. Ammo, who you calling?
I'm going for Carl Frampton. And I'll bet my pinky finger you could chop this bit off. If you lose, you chop that bit off. If he loses, I'm going to chop this off for the next time we come up.
You won't get much money for that. Chris, what do you reckon?
Scott Quigg, too fit. Boxing is about fitness. It ain't about power all the time. It's about using your brain.
Okay, wicked.
Later rounds.
Okay, cool. So look, we just want to thank all of the guests today. So big up to Duane, who came and represented on the panel. Didn't do that great against the baby knowledge. Little bit of pressure there, but listen, you've been a really good guest. Thanks for coming on, bro. And we're gonna keep up to speed with your progress. And you know, we really look forward to big things from you in the future. Yeah. So thanks for coming.
Thank you, mate.
Also, big up to Chris and big up to Callum. Big inspiration there. And thanks to all of you, the viewers at home, and all the team here in the studio. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Okay.
Cheers, lads. Thank you.
Cool. Boom.